lovely people. Welcome to Aluminium is the future.
Yes.
Ali, 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 Ali. Welcome, James Social Cycling.
I've been in the dark trying to figure this out. No lights, no sound. I've been making friends with the feeling of doubt. Last year I tried to hold this high, but always leaves me trying to question why. Say take it day by day, but it's hard when there's no sunlight. Try to make sense if there's nothing wrong, something's just not right.
The street bake shop in Old Basing. Now we are on our coffee break because we have done how many miles?
7. Tough. 7 very hilly miles.
Never do a route that you have to pass a coffee shop 7 miles in, because you end up caving and stopping, and we did.
And we'll probably stop again in another 10.
We'll probably stop again in Sheffield. Car up, mate.
Yeah, okay.
You're supposed to move out the fucking way. Look, it's OAP day. I had to sign him out for a few hours.
And I feel like it as well this morning. It's not very pleasant.
I don't. What? Morning.
It's not very pleasant at all, folks.
It's very cold, and I'm in a Under Armour and a bloody short-sleeved. But we are wearing a matching set of Enduro Extract bib tights.
And later on we'll be getting a pair of Jamie's blue gloves.
I had a comment on one of my old videos a few weeks ago. Car back. Basically a guy come on saying those marigolds are going to make maintenance guys pussies. So I wrote on there, funny you should say that, I wear them so I don't chafe my boyfriend's nether regions with my rough hands. Now that was the polite way I said it.
Very polite. I must admit, they didn't affect me at all.
We're both Aluminium, although I know Simon's just purchased a Planet X. There's a tri-frame, wasn't it? Was it tri-frame? He purchased a Planet X tri-frame for 180 quid, I think it was, which he's building up carbon. But the Pinarello Princess and his Bianchi, both 20 odd years old and both Aluminium, and as you know, the Amonda is also Aluminium, and a very good Aluminium bike, I have to say. And obviously the Pinarello and the Bianchi, Simon's bike, both of those bikes are bloody light, and this weighs an average set of wheels about 160 kilograms. We're not sure on yours.
No, hard to say.
But I weighed mine in a unboxing. Here you go. Here it is here. So and front. So is aluminium, now, is aluminium better than carbon? Well, the only carbon bike I've owned was the Roubaix, which was hashtag specialised pile of poo due to the press fit bottom bracket, and that incidentally is aluminium bonded into carbon. So, but I didn't really get on with that, and yes, we could argue it was a cheap carbon frame. But looking at the three big dogs, i.e. Trek, Specialized and Carite. Trek Specialized and Giant on your right, mate. So Trek, you've got the Alpha 300. Specialized, you've got the Alice, and then you've obviously got the Alux from Giant. And out of all three of these manufacturers, there is only one that manufacture their own bikes, and that is Giant. Well, obviously they manufacture them over in Asia, but it is supposed to be in their own factory. Anyway, just a quick note, this is mine and Simon's opinion, all right? Now, beggars belief, some of you think that opinion means that what you say is right, okay? So, only an opinion. And if you want to watch my price hikes, that's one of the other reasons why I'm not going carbon. Link above.
Okay, so when I was racing many years ago, carbon was fairly new. I didn't want to ride carbon, so I was at that time a very strong rider, so I was worried about cracking the frames, bending the forks, whatever, so I never rode carbon. But as Jamie said earlier, I picked the Bianchi and the Pinarello aluminium, which was very light at the time, and as you can see, I've still got both bikes. So if your carbon bike lasts as long as 20 odd years without any incident, then you bought a good bike. But as James said, I have bought a Planet X for a bit of fun, and I've ridden it once. Need to adjust the forks, they're too low because the guy cut the forks down too short, and being a big rider I need to get my carcass up a bit so I can get oxygen in these days. But it's quite lively, and I've got 85mm deep rim wheels made by Cole, which is carbon fibre, very good. Over 25 miles an hour, they're probably coming to their own, so I'm going to be excellent going downhill. I mean, I've still got a disc made by Zip back in the day, and a Specialized tri-spoke on the front, which is still, to me, the best combination for time trialing if you're thinking about doing time trials. Anyway, that's enough of my waffle. Thank you very much. Allez, allez, allez!
So, back to Ali. Actually, I want to get in this gear because look, if you look at some of the joins on my Monda, so you got some double butted, and if you look down at the Princess, also some nice joins, some nice welding which they call double butted, and you'll find all three of them say the same thing. So Specialized, Trek and Giant all say the same, but that's not bad technology 20 years ago from the Pinarello on the alley frame. But for the Monda it's a little bit different when you get down to the crank. For me, You won't be able to see it now. But it is a bit lumpy down there. Mind that pulling. It is a bit lumpy down there, and the reason for that is obviously that's where they need the stiffness, down by the bottom bracket. But again, just kind of showing the technology of aluminium at the moment and what they've done. So Trek have done a good job on this frame, I have to say. Although it's just under £1,000 now, when I bought it at 720 quid, it's not bad going.
And oddly enough, when I bought this frame, as Jamie said, about 20 years ago, I think I paid about £1,500 for this frame then, which was an awful lot of money then, but
We're going right now, mate.
I was racing in those days, so different league.
How you doing, all right? So I don't think anytime soon you'll see me on a carbon bike. Maybe one reason, with the price hikes, I was kind of expecting some carbon technology evolution, but it seems that they're making them the same way. Come over. Making them the same way, but just putting the prices up. And as you've seen on some of the Giant, they're actually reducing some of the components quality wise. So
I think if you're really serious about carbon and you want to race, then obviously you've got major advantages with the very short wheelbase and aerodynamic frames, which you can't really do with aluminium. So that is the advantage with carbon if you're going to race. And obviously they are a little bit more rigid, so it's going to suit the lighter rider. With someone like me and Jamie pushing about 250 kilos between both of us, no, that's an exaggeration, but we're not far off it. We need to ride strong bikes, aluminium. Some of you may disagree with that carbon's strong, it is, but you know, a lot of weight on them. They have got weight limits.
mind the
as you know,
gravel on this. Remember, people, aluminium suits me and suits Simon. He's on a classic bike because he's got rim brakes, and so am I. I'm on a classic bike as well because I've got rim brakes. It's tucked in, you wouldn't believe it. Anyway, to be fair guys, it's your money, spend it on what you want. I've got, with axioms on this, I've got an 8.3 kilo bike, which ain't bad for an alley bike, and I've had this now for a year without any real issues. And let's not forget, I'm a bloody big unit, and this has been bloody comfortable. It's the most comfortable bike I've ridden. So anyway, we'll just have a quick look at the bottom brackets. So as you can see there, when you look around these, the front end, there's a little bit around a seat post and a little bit more down by the bottom bracket. And then for me, you can see where the joins here, but when you take down to the bottom bracket, there is a lot more down there. And again, that's just for a bit more stiffness where it's needed. Anyway, so Only 22.8. We didn't stop for the second coffee. Oh, and before I go, I'm loving the bars, by the way. The Primera Dianes are looking awesome. Anyway, it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from him.
Take care, lots of love, people. I'll see you. Oh yeah, don't forget, sub. Here's another video, and don't forget, I'll see you on the road very soon.